How y'all doing out there? Today I want to talk about depression, anxiety, and mental health in general. Um, when you suffer from all that stuff, you may feel like you don't want to live. You may feel like it's just the worst of the worst. What you don't know is sometimes your body is just out of whack and unbalanced with certain things. They could take certain vitamins. They could take certain medication that will fix you. That's why a lot of people actually tend to turn to drugs because you get that sense of euphoria. You get talkative. You feel good. You feel normal. But you don't even know it could be ADD. It could be certain things. So I know when you try and get help and you see a psychiatrist and all those things, it gets way worse before it gets better. But you have to follow through with that. You have to just stick with something. And I think people don't make changes until they really, really want to. That person has to want it. Nobody can want it for you. You gotta probably hit the bottom of the barrel, the lowest of the low, and that person has to have enough. And nobody could do that work for that person. But I would suggest that you get to learn yourself. You get to know what works for you. You have to be curious and you have to do your own research. And sometimes when I was going through anxiety and panic attacks and all things like that, I realized showers help and cold water, any cold fans or anything hitting my face immediately stopped my anxiety attacks and my panic attacks and all that good stuff. Sometimes it's just from drinking hella alcohol and you think everything's good at this point and you're just pretty much doing drugs, drinking just to forget about things, get all this stuff off your mind. But what you people don't realize in that time that eventually it's going to come back times 10 and it's going to jack you up and you'll get to the point where you might be having walking nervous breakdowns, you might be 5150, you might have to go to 72-hour holds, but you have to know yourself. You have to know what works for you. You have to just really do your own research, try different things. You can't give up on yourself. Mostly try and find somebody who cares. That's why I want to start certain programs where I can help the homeless and help back and give back to people with mental health. But it has to start with them, and they really have to want to change. And sometimes they're just way too far gone. But if they know people like me exist, if they know people are still here, someone that doesn't even know them still cares and still wants to help, then it might change their mind. But you really have to know that you can't force nobody to do anything. That person has to want it. But I would recommend everyone just loving themselves because if you love yourself, you won't be putting all that trash in your bodies. You won't be all jacked up. You just gotta realize right now it's a bad day, but tomorrow can be a new day, and you just have to have a positive mindset, and you have to not forget the fight. You have to just keep on fighting.